Morning, morning, morning. Now, I don't know if you guys will receive notifications for this or not. Hopefully, you guys do. Now, let's speak on this situation here. Hit the like button coming through the door. Cash App is Carcino. I believe that might be notifications coming through. So you might be receiving one. Thank you, Fool, for that. Uh, Now let's get to the actual issues in the situation. What's actually transpiring here that's not being spoken about. It's a situation that's not garnishing enough attention as it should. And I don't know why it isn't, but, and I mean the actual facts. The main issue in this equation has been the Shilo and Shedeur Sanders. Are they being viewed and skewed a lot differently than anyone else I've ever seen? Um, let's start with Shiloh. Now, Shiloh, I haven't seen too many of the games. They've only played 2 games. I went back and watched the other game that he played in. For everything I see from him, he is somebody that goes after it on the field. Like he is a person that you would want on your team. You know, when he plays, you know, you're gonna see him. He's gonna show up in some form of fashion. He's gonna go and lay the wood on somebody. As far as covering, I don't know if they got somebody better. You know, this is the Bucks, but I would say this guy is gonna lay the wood. He go after it. So when you see him in the game, Shiloh is getting after it. He going to lay the wood on whoever is in front of him. And the fact that he was baited into a fight, you still can't open hand hit somebody, especially when you're an undrafted free agent playing for the Tampa Bay Bucks, meaning that their defense is pretty much set. This is a very opportunistic place for you. Ty Bowles and all these guys, they teach like professionalism, but he's young. But to get cut, there has to be more there. Because, I mean, if any place was safe for him, I would say the Tampa Bay Bucks would be safe for him to make it because of the way he plays. He had the potential to be a Ryan Clark type of player. That's what I saw in him. I saw that type of potential. I don't think he's a bad corner. I think he's more of a safety than a corner. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he got cut from the Bucks and, immediately after the game, basically he was cut and released from the team. So to say he was bad enough to get and only made it because of his dad, there's people that got drafted that don't even deserve to be in the NFL. just because their dads were boosters and they had everybody over to watch the draft to see if they get drafted. But, right, he is a guy that played corner, wasn't fast enough to play the corner, so they end up moving him to safety. But he was a better tackler than his father. Now, I don't think this is because of Deion Sanders. This is not because of Deion. This has nothing to do with Prime. So if anybody think that Shilo got released because of who his father is, that's not the case. No, he didn't get released for that. Tampa Bay Bucks ain't going to cut him because of that situation. If there was anybody on the team, a place for him to be, that would be it. Believe me, he was probably ice skating uphill trying to make that team because they have that position pretty much full with their roster. And the fact that he went undrafted was a surprise to me. I thought he would at least get an opportunity. But okay, he didn't get drafted, but he got picked up. It's okay. Now, where do you go from here if you're Shilo? You could make the practice squad. You can get picked up on the Bucks might pick him up and put him on their practice squad. It doesn't mean that he's done from the Bucks. The Steelers might give him a shot. Somebody might get injured. They might call you up. You could be disappointed, but you can't not be ready for the next opportunity. If that makes any sense to you. You got to be ready for when the bell rings. So that's the only thing I would say to Shilo is just stay ready for the next opportunity. Now this makes no sense. Shedeur Sanders is clearly being targeted because of his father. He's clearly being targeted by the NFL to say, hey, we still here, baby. In case you didn't think, you thought we was getting diverse. Oh, no, we still here, baby. We still here. We still getting down and dirty. We let Jay-Z distract you, but we still getting down and dirty over here. This is when hold on one second. We'll get to this. Say you're going to honestly sit up here and say he's good enough to play because he's not, but criticize Bronny. And this is Lorraine Davison. Okay, Lorraine Davison, you're going to honestly sit up here and say Shilo isn't good enough to play. What makes Shilo not good enough to play? And are you talking about Shilo or Shedeur? But what makes Shilo not good enough to play football, in your opinion, Lorraine Davison? That's what I thought. Now, we move on. This is unfair it is ridiculous that this young man who hasn't done anything to anybody, all he's ever been is nice. All he's ever been is nice to people. But because of who his father is, they don't like his father. And what did his father ever do wrong? Because his father believes in his kids? Okay. Lorraine says Shilo was getting ran past in college. There's plenty of people. He's a safety. And the only way you really blow that is either you misread a play or something. Not a good tackler. That's not true. And can't read coverages. That's not true. So he got ran past in college. Sound like you've been watching Fox Sports or something. Let me tell you something. If anything that Shilo can do is tackle. That's one of his strongest suits that he got. Can't read coverages. Let me tell you something. If you can't read coverages, you're not getting in the game. Go look at games and film. I've watched the Colorado Buffaloes play. I didn't see him blowing coverages. But I'm telling you, you're not going to get on an NFL field if you can't read plays. If you can't read the play, the Tampa Bay Bucks going to say, well, he can't read the plays. Let's see if he figures it out on the field. Get out there. No, because you put guys at risk if you can't read the plays. That's why they have practice. That's why they have homework assignments. You got to know what sets they're in at all times. You're not going to get on the field if you can't read plays. See, that's what we talk about. People like that. This ain't the NBA when you can get out there and play basketball without knowing any plays. This is football. It's entirely different. You put people at risk of being hurt because you don't know a play. Now, you could get confused at the line of scrimmage because people are calling audibles out at the last time, and somebody might not be able to hear it. And the linebacker is probably the one who's signaling the calls. See, you don't understand. There's a lot that goes on the field, especially on the defense. But it's nice that you decide to single out Shilo in the situation, which tells me exactly what I wanted to hear. That's what I'm talking about. You just highlighted exactly what I'm talking about. You focused right in on him like it wasn't nobody else on that defense. If you knew football, you wouldn't have made that statement. So he said they mad at Deion for being himself, but why the NFL so mad when Deion made that rigged league a lot of money? They so ungrateful. They so ungrateful because they sat there. This man is in college, right? They wouldn't give Deion a job on an NFL team. Talking about he could be a quarterback's coach or one of the assistants. Deion was looking like, are you crazy? I'm not going to be an assistant to somebody. An assistant? No. He going to be the head coach or forget about it. Why would he go to be an assistant? So, yeah, I stayed with Colorado. And look what he's doing. They said he was a fool for leaving Jackson State. Colorado, they ain't never won nothing. They had a coach that had 3 wins in about 10 years. Prime outdid him his very first year. Then they said, oh, that's because of the portal. First you said he was going to suck. Then they won like their first 3 games, more games than the other coach y'all had. And the reporters from Colorado and everywhere is hating on the man for winning. When none of y'all criticized the coach, that was losing. So what is it? You would rather lose and have a white coach than win with a black one. That's what you're saying. Now, with all that scrutiny was going on, they went and attached it to the Suns, who had all the popularity. You mad because they were breaking records. Colorado Buffaloes, people were tuning in to watch their games from every state. It wasn't just, oh my God, people in Colorado. People wasn't even in Colorado tuning in to watch the games. They were the highest rated games. They was beating teams that was going for national championships. And in 2 years, they played in a bowl game. A team that ain't seen a bowl game in about 20 years. And you mad at them for that. And the Cleveland Browns, who used to give out free beer if the team got a win, that was what, 10 years ago? That wasn't even 10 years ago. That's crazy. So if that's not even 10 years ago, and y'all doing those type of tactics, free beer for a win. The Cleveland Browns, who always seem to choke right at the goal line. This organization that loves to draft and give quarterbacks. You gave a quarterback $230 million guaranteed. He ain't got to show up. He got his money. Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed. Then you went away from him in 2 years and started right back, right what you're doing now, drafting 5 quarterbacks. Why did you draft these other quarterbacks? Y'all wanted Shedeur Sanders in the first round. The NFL told y'all not to draft him. Everybody said don't draft him. So we're going to teach them a lesson. What lesson are you teaching him? What did he do? Because he didn't participate in your Columbine? He going to skip the Columbine? Oh, there's plenty of players that didn't play in the Columbine before. He's not the first player to not do that. So you think he's bigger than the NFL? We going to show him. This kid has done nothing, and I only call him a kid because he's young. This young man hasn't done anything to anybody. He's never talked crazy to anybody. All he do is show up and play hard. Even after he was sabotaged in that game. He was completely sabotaged. They put him out there to fail the first time. He had no reps with that first team. They had like probably 2 reps. Most of the guys that he played with in that first game, he didn't even know. And when he went and drove and got the touchdown, that wasn't supposed to happen. Got 2 touchdowns. That wasn't supposed to happen. That's not what they wanted. Now, what's happening here? Oh, they know what's up. No, those guys that they threw him on the field with wasn't going to make the league. They knew that. Here's the thing. Shedeur Sanders got in the game, right? Once he got in the game, do you know what they did? Shedeur got in the game. And once he got into the game, do you want to know what they did, y'all? Now, all the other quarterbacks, you know what they had in there? They had a back that would slide out and protect the quarterback. They call quarterback screens based on the defense so that the quarterback could get some yards. They can move the team forward. They call slants, dig routes. They called every little thing that could help move the chains. Flacco in there, same thing. Right? The check down is right there. Soon as Shedeur Sanders get in the game, now they want to throw the deep ball. Shedeur Sanders get in the game, now you want to go downfield. He ran every play the coach asked him to run with an offensive line that wasn't good enough to even be in the league. Knowing that the offensive line wouldn't hold up, you put in a tight end who got cut, by the way, a tight end that you knew is going to be cut and gone. You put him out there with a whole team of people that's going to get cut. In the tight end, you got the slowest tight end in your whole staff running downfield 15, 20 yards. There is no check down opportunity for him because you want him to get sacked. You want him to suck. I mean, you don't got to know football to see that. When I saw that and I said, man, let me see this game. Because I didn't see it. So when I went back, I heard the outcry about the game and what happened. They was like, yeah, he didn't have a good game. He had a bad game. I was like, he had a bad game. Yeah, man, he kept getting sacked. They pulled him. I said, wow. All right, well, let me go check this out. So when I checked it out, I could clearly see it. It's obvious. Then when the time they got a chance to win the game, right? Shedeur's in there. Now they got a chance on a game-winning drive. You don't want him to have the opportunity to win the game. You would rather take him out and try to give that fame to somebody else, knowing that people are there to see him. This is how stupid the Cleveland Browns are. You are so dumb. It's unbelievable that your organization is still around. Because, first of all, whoever is the coach of the Cleveland Browns, all of y'all coaching act, all of y'all right now is just running a sabotage Sally. Because there's no reason for Shedeur Sanders to not be your number one guy or number two guy. Flacco should not be a number one guy on the team. He should be the backup veteran who's giving some info to the young guys, helping them out on what they need out there on the field. That's where he should be. Now, to see that these guys who are lesser than Shedeur get the blessings and protections of the team when this is the guy you wanted all along with Shedeur Sanders? You wanted him on the team. Because not only does he move the needle for the Cleveland Browns, his popularity is bigger than the Cleveland goddamn Browns. Nobody talks about y'all. They're only talking about y'all because of Shedeur Sanders. Without Shedeur Sanders on your team, do you know who gonna come to your games? Nobody. Nobody cares about the Browns. Only thing y'all had was Nick Chubb. And once he got hurt, nobody cared about the Browns. He gets more press than any of your teams. Right now, he's in every category, USA Today, sports, everything they're talking about Shedeur Sanders. Now, this is why you're a losing organization. Nobody drafts 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks. Like, what the hell was you thinking? This is why you don't know what you're doing. You're drafting players just to be cut. You're wasting draft picks. Terrible movements of an organization that doesn't have a clue. Now, the biggest problem is, why was teams doing that? Why was they allowed to prank call Shedeur Sanders, a kid, when one of the coaches let his phone number get leaked out, to have a kid get embarrassed like that? First of all, there should have been ramifications done to that. They swept that under the rug. That came and went. No punishment to the kid, nothing. He got fined $100K. That's nothing. Do you know what they got out of that? They got to humiliate him for $100K. This is what I'm trying to tell you. The Browns don't want to win. The Browns are somebody who don't understand football and knowing what the hell they're doing. So they made him look good in college. That's all that is. So, okay, so you think he shouldn't be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns? Who making the Cleveland Browns look good? So you think it was good of the Cleveland Browns to draft 5 quarterbacks? So you mean to tell me the other quarterbacks they drafted ahead of him is better than Shedeur Sanders? Listen to how the media is talking to him.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you belong here on this team?
You feel like you belong here on this team. That's what you say to this man?
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you belong here on this team?
Obviously, I think overall as a player, I feel like I put in the work. I feel like everything I do, I try to do it to my best, and that's all I ask for. So I feel like everybody feels like they should be on the team. And if you ask anybody on the team, would they feel like they belong? They belong, in their own eyes. So I feel like I do, but I'm my own player. I think about myself in a high regard, of course. So it's not my decision.
Do you feel like you showed enough during preseason as to why you should be here and you should get a shot?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you weren't on the field on that final drive of the game?
I mean, it wasn't my decision, So, of course, that's a quarterback's dream, and that's what every quarterback, thrives for, is those moments. So, it wasn't me, but I was happy that Huntley got in and he handled the business. So, if anybody else would do it, it'll be him.
How was your oblique handling throughout that game? Did you have any sort of pause or anything?
Nah, of course it's gonna always be, a little tender, but it's a non-factor for me.
I'm going to sort of ask you this again, but how do you think you played out there?
I think I had a decent performance. Yeah. I think, it's a lot of areas I can improve in, in different things, but I'm going out there to compete the best I can.
Do you feel like the pass rush was just so heavy you had to be running away from it the whole time?
No, I got to watch the film, honestly. I can't say what it was. It's definitely different places where I could got my eyes in better spots and got to the progressions quicker and regards to anything, so all those sacks, they definitely on me.
Shedeur, it looked like you asked somebody for your helmet, and then you're like walking toward Kevin Stefanski. Were you trying to get back in the game? Were you asking him to go in before the 2-minute drive with Huntley?
Yeah, I didn't know I was out. Yeah, I didn't know. I was on the bike. I was powering up. I was powering up for that 2-minute drive because, that's just a situation every quarterback dreams for. That's many situations I've been in before, and I thought I was in. So then he told me I wasn't in, and I was like, okay.
Did he give you a reason on why you couldn't go back in the game?
Nah, coach in the middle of play call, he's not going to do all that, in the middle of everything.
What was the messaging within the team coming off of that field with 3 quarterbacks playing, all 3 of you? Like, what was the messaging between all of you guys?
Wait.
When you came off the field, all 3 quarterbacks got to play. So, like, what were you guys saying to each other as you wrapped this one up?
Definitely just talking about what we could have done better, of course. That was what we was talking about coming off the field.
What's the best piece of advice you've learned from Tyler Huntley?
A lot. I'm blessed for him to be here. Regardless if he's here or not, come Monday, come Tuesday, or if any of us here or not, come the weekday. But I'm definitely thankful and blessed that he was able to come in my life and teach me great lessons. One that I extremely needed, to be able to thrive in this league.
Can you elaborate?
Now, why wouldn't you want a player like this on your team? The dude clearly saved his coach and covered for his coach and said, oh, all them sacks are on me. Don't worry about it. It's on me. Don't even make a story about it. That's on me. Them sacks, don't worry about it. Them sacks was on me. He clearly is covering for his coach. The tight end is gone and the whole offensive line got cut. So what does that tell you? Why didn't you call check downs when he was in the game? You self-sabotaged this man so that he would look bad. You think he don't know that? Do you think that they don't know that they put Shedeur Sanders in a situation for him not to look good? Let's see if Shannon Sharp can call it out. Let's see how many of these doggone sports writers that's black gonna call this out. Let's see if they gonna go ahead and risk it all. Now that they got this position and this money, let's see if they gonna call it for what it is. Stop being puppets now. Y'all got podcasts. Y'all got podcast money. Y'all do podcast things. I don't want to hear no more cupcake out of none of y'all. For real. Y'all got all these shows, all this popularity. I want to see you call it out. Call the NFL out on their BS. Call the Cleveland Browns out on their BS. They said Shannon called it out. That's cool. I didn't see Nightcap. If he did, that's what's up. He's supposed to call it out. Well, that's what's up. If they called it out, that's what I'm saying. That's what they supposed to do. Call out the league because they got to answer for this. Because they should never, ever in life be able to dictate and use unfair practices against professional athletes just because they feel like it, or they don't like his father, or they don't, who do he think he is? No. That good old boy behavior stuff is over. So you open up the business to let the whole world know that you control the draft, who going where this year. So you keep opening up the door to expose your racism to the entire world. You keep playing that, and you think it don't affect your bottom line. You ain't learned from the Colin Kaepernick situation, huh? When the commissioner got to come out and do a public apology on video because they racist. And y'all wasn't supposed to know they was racist. That's what the apology was about. And then the whole apology, he didn't apologize to Kaepernick.
Anything like specific that he shared with you?
No, it's not anything specific. It's being around him every day, understanding how he goes about things. You know, he's in a lot of similar situations, so he's giving that perspective about how to stay ready. So that's everything. That's everything to me, and I'm thankful, extremely thankful that he was here on this team.
How would you say that? A couple more. How would you say that training camp and these two preseason games went for you altogether?
I think overall it was great. I think every day is a new day. Every day you learn different things, and there's definitely life lessons. You know, you learn out of every situation. So I'm coming out training camp and everything, happy that I got the opportunity.
The training camp and everything live up to what you were expecting coming into the league?
I really didn't have any expectations. Oh, and they can ask as many questions they want. I ain't got nothing to do. I said they can ask as many questions they want. Yeah. I just see him all the time, so y'all got to see.
How'd you make it out? How'd you make it out physically?
Good. Yeah, I feel really good.
What do you do from now until tomorrow and whenever?
Go home, watch my brother game, eat with my family, do everything I'm able to do.
Now, exactly. Now, if I'm watching this, I'm watching Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson isn't able to be the starter, let Shedeur be your number 2 backup. Let Flacco start if Deshaun Watson can't start. Flacco start, backup Shedeur Sanders for his rookie year. Let him get to, learn being behind Flacco, being the number 2. Right. That's how I would put it. Put him at number 2. Let Flacco play the season. Flacco probably going to get hurt, and Shilo will be in there anyway, but this way you protecting your future. This is how you develop your quarterback. Now, the Chicago Bears got 2 quarterbacks that could start. Mm-hmm. He talking about who? He's going to be a superstar in the CFL. Yeah, okay. Tyler Bagent just signed for $10 million. You know why? Because that dude is the business. He's the truth. He's actually a better quarterback than Caleb Williams. See, the thing about Tyler Bagent that people didn't know, a lot of people, is that he chose to go to West Virginia, only because his father went there. Tyler Bagent was a Division I football player out of high school. Every doggone college in the world wanted to take him. He chose to stay in West Virginia and play there, and he broke every record in that whole division. As a quarterback, he shattered every record, not a school record, the whole division record as a quarterback. So he didn't get drafted. Like, people didn't really, he dropped in the draft. Like, nobody was really paying no attention to Tyler Bagent. But somebody on the Bears was. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, there ain't a pass he can't throw. That's how you know a great quarterback. When you know somebody that could throw you open. Yes, he's better than Caleb Williams. He's a better quarterback than Caleb Williams. Because, see, here's the thing about quarterbacks. Caleb Williams can throw when a guy is open. This guy knows how to throw you open. That's a difference. Throw you open in the NFL is different from college. This is why a lot of college kids struggle. They don't think you're open if you got to step on the other guy. And they can't place that ball where it needs to be so that guy can catch it without breaking stride, without having to slow down, without having to speed up. These are the things that Tom Brady could do. Skilled quarterbacks who spent time developing. Brady had to develop these skill sets when he was at Michigan. Knowing how to control a team on these drives. That happened in Michigan when he beat out Chad Pennington for the job. Chad Pennington was the guy. Nobody knew about Tom Brady, but he was that damn good. Bagent is looking good with second and third string, and Tyler Bagent is the truth. Now, don't get me wrong. Caleb Williams he has the potential to be something outstanding, but he really needs to develop a little bit more with throwing guys open. He can evade with his feet. His conditioning is there. I mean, not Chad Pennington. I'm sorry. Chad Pennington played with Moss. I'm talking about, what was that, Drew? He beat Drew, what's his name? He beat Drew out for the job at Michigan. And they was big on him. Brady beat him out. No. No. Hold on, I'll get you his name. Drew Henson. Yeah, Drew Henson. Yeah, well. All right, Drew Henson. Drew Henson was the man. It wasn't Brady. And Brady was doing great for them. And they was like, but we got to go with Drew Henson. Michigan saw what they saw. Drew Henson just wasn't the guy. We know it now. So that's what I'm saying. Bagent got a $10 million deal with the Bears. You don't let a guy like that go. Because believe me, you let that guy go, he's screwed. So now if Caleb Williams get hurt or he messing up or whatever, they want to take him out. You put Bajan in the game, he gonna win the game. And believe me, other teams are noticing. They know Tyler Bajan is the truth. Yeah, he's a big recruit. They threw him in there, and then they realized we got to go with Brady. They had to make a decision. And Brady won them a bowl game. He's like, Bo Nix was garbage at Auburn. Bo Nix benefited from an offensive line at Auburn that was better than what it was advertised. Bo Nix thing is this. Bo Nix had a strong arm. Bo Nix got a lot of problems that they don't even see yet. And I'm not going to throw smut on the guy's name, but they only was throwing certain sets of plays at Bo Nix. Now, in a quarterback system, when he developed, you see what they doing? They ain't throwing him under the bus. They ain't saying what Bo can't do, and Bo can't do this, and Bo can't do that. They throw Bo in there when they say, all right, just go out and play, Bo. You know, we're going to call this, we're going to call that. Shedeur Sanders thing is going to be his durability. When it comes to Shedeur, it's going to all be about his durability. Now, Cam Ward is somebody that's a better quarterback, I feel, than Shedeur. Jackson Dart, I didn't see too much of Jackson Dart. That impressed me. Whenever I saw Jackson Dart, or Jackson Daniel rather, I didn't see a lot from him. Yeah, Jackson Dart, I didn't see a lot of him. And Jaden Daniels, I said Jackson Daniels. But Jaden Daniels, we got to see what's going to happen with him his, sophomore year. You know, everybody say the sophomore slump. Because, see, here in the NFL, a lot of people don't understand. This ain't the NBA. You don't play everybody. You don't play everybody your first year. You don't play all the teams yet. You got to play at least 2-3 years in the league before you've played all the teams. No, I don't think Jackson Dart is better than Shedeur. Now, they're not going to say this, but what's his name? Herbert, since his rookie year, has fallen off the wagon. Nobody is talking about that. You know what? They still pump up Herbert, don't they? Every chance they get, they pumping up Herbert. All that Herbert, he's just something special, ain't he? Man, look at Herbert. Herbert is something incredible. Look at Herbert. He's wholesome. I mean, by God, the kid is just special. Look at him. You gotta love it. Herbert. Now tell me, don't sleep on Herbert. I've been woke up to his game. You know, once people start taking away your favorite passes, they start taking away what you like to do. Now it's up to you to make those plays. Now it's up to you to make things work. Once they take that away from you, you're stuck. You're completely stuck. But you know what they did for old Herbert? They gave him a big bag of money. They stuck him with coaches. They started trying to coach him up when they knew after the second year he was being exposed because teams had a chance to prepare for you. Mm-hmm. Right, because teams weren't preparing for him. No, they're not. You haven't played everybody yet. So in your rookie season, they don't know what to expect. So when to crown a quarterback after 1 year, you can't really do that in the NFL. Now, Jaden Daniels is going to see a lot of different changes in his second year. Coaches got film on you now. They know what you like to run, what you don't like to run. Or hadn't ran that much. So now what's going to happen? What they going to do now? Well, it's different scenarios. It's different avenues. It's like, what are you going to bring to the table today? You can no longer just truck it to Travis Hunter. Well, this isn't college. You got to run plays, right? This is the big boy league. So if he's not good enough to make it here, you know what they do? They don't put him on the field. They cut him. Has Shedeur Sanders been cut? No. Yes, Stefan Key or whatever. Yes, he definitely sabotaged him. I agree with that 100%. Mm-hmm. That's why I just let it play out. Because the more they talk, the more they reveal how much they don't really know. So it's like, okay, you think that's all he did? That's all he could do? Okay, all right. It's no argument. This person think I'm picking them up. Oh, I wish you could see this. This background thing is in the way. This is crazy. Oh, 100%. Yeah, you still can't see it. This is crazy. There we go. I gotta know what time you picking me up. Hold your breath until I arrive. Wait and see. Hold your breath until I arrive. I don't play. I do not play. If you think I'm coming to pick you up, hold your breath till I arrive. Sino don't play. I don't play. I would never. I can't even breathe through my nose. Crazy. It's like, I'm not picking you up. I'm sorry. It's not happening. It's like, be on your own time. Yeah. Right. If you know how to read the game, you could tell he had nowhere to throw. And the offensive line wasn't going to hold. The coaches knew that. And that's why they threw him out there with that lineup instead of throwing the other quarterback out there with that lineup. And they had a tight end who was slow as molasses and who was going to get cut anyway. They knew that. And they sent him on long routes. Like, you go down the field. And I'm like, where's the check down back to help him out in case this line break down? The coach is Stefanski or whatever. He the one kept running these long routes. Like, why as soon as Shedeur get in there, you're running these plays to throw deep? So Shedeur is just a deep ball thrower. Why would you run these plays? That it made no sense. The plays didn't even make sense. It's like, where's your check down guy? Who's running a dig route? Ain't nobody getting – you got a tight end that can't get skinny on a post route. What is going on here? You see what they said? Oh, Lamar's overrated. I don't even have to defend that anymore. It's still black folks that believe he's overrated. I got to argue with black folks. Man, he can't throw the ball. He had over 3,000 yards passing. Oh, that's because the receiver did all the running. He couldn't throw that far. He threw a 50-yard bomb. He threw like 2 50-yard bombs. I'm like, he still can't throw? Oh, that's because the other guy fell down. Well, damn, what can he get credit for? You want to take him off the team and see where the team be? Who you want to be the quarterback? If he's overrated, take him out the game, put somebody else in there, and you know what? Harbaugh don't have a job. Harbaugh was about to be fired if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson saving his damn job. They're mad at Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson, who got screwed on his contract deals because of the NFL, he got screwed in the draft because of the NFL, and he winded up on the Ravens. And it was the best thing for him. They dropped him in the draft on purpose because his mother is his agent. And he represents himself. And they didn't pay that money to an agent. How dare you? They don't have to play by your rules. And going into this negotiation, oh, he's going to get screwed up. He doesn't know what he's doing. How the hell he don't know what he's worth? He know what he's worth. He'd be like, you paid Josh Allen that? Yeah, I'm better than Josh Allen. So this is what I'm worth right here. You paid him that much? Well, then, damn it, I got to get this much because I'm better than that bum. Y'all kiss Josh Allen ass, and this dude can lose every year. He tried to be the running back and the quarterback. And look what happens. Every year he screws it up. And he's had tight ends, wide receivers. He's had every tool in the book. And he still choked. That dude, oh, he was great in the playoffs. He beat Lamar Jackson. He didn't beat a damn thing. That dude had one good first half, and he haven't played for 2 games, ain't played great since. And they praised him for getting eliminated again by the Chiefs. Praised him. And they bashed Lamar Jackson. But Hugh gave him the MVP. But you kissing his ass on his exit. But Lamar Jackson is on the clock. It's time for Lamar Jackson to show that he could. Then what the hell is it time for this goddamn bum? All Josh Allen is a strong arm quarterback. That's it. You get him in a play where he got to make something happen. Josh Allen played one half of football. Second half of football, he disappeared. And he didn't even show up for the Chiefs game. So I'm going to tell you right now, that's your Josh Allen. As HD would say, he can't read front sevens. A bum. Josh Allen is a bum. And I'm going to tell you that right now. He's a bum. A straight bum. Just like he said, he can't do it, and neither can that Patricia Mahomes. They can't do it. That's why they're getting beat by cover 2 defense. You play a cover 2, and you have a linebacker that's a spy who just sit back and wait for you to try to hit the tight end. They know Mahomes' whole game plan now. Have you noticed that Mahomes has been sucking it up the past 2 years? Last year was his worst year ever as a professional, and he made it to the Super Bowl. Brett Favre is a 3-time MVP and a Super Bowl winner. Please do not compare that man to Brett Favre. No, he's not Favre. I can't believe this. Well, believe it now. God damn it. He's a bum. A bum is crazy work. It's not crazy work. Can Josh Allen thread the needle on a pass? No. When a guy's in the end zone, can he throw the ball in a spot where just the quarterback can get the wide receiver, whoever can get it, a back shoulder throw? No. Can Josh Allen basically throw any pass besides a slant and a deep ball? A screen? That's about it. Why do you think Josh Allen struggles? Why do you think he struggles? If he's so good, why would he have 3 points in the whole second half against the Ravens? If he's so good, right? Why did he struggle against the Chiefs? If Josh Allen is so good. He's another Phillip Rivers. Trevor Lawrence, to me, is better than him. Josh Allen just has a strong arm. He could throw the ball about 70 yards down the field. That's his strong suit. You take that away from Josh Allen, and he's got to play a short game, he's not very good at it. This is why their red zone offense isn't that great. Mahomes is better in the red zone than he was. But now they've figured out all Mahomes' tricks. He's not as good in the red zone anymore. Once they saw the way the Tampa played them, they played cover 2 the whole night. And they had pressure on the line. Everybody was disciplined. Keep Mahomes in the box. Let him have to make a play behind the line of scrimmage. Don't let him get outside the box like Juicehead did in the Super Bowl for the 49ers. Bosa. Have him in containment. Keep him in the box. He kept trying to pursue him, and then he would slip out the box every time. Let Juicehead run on in. Juicehead, I can get him. And it was like, yep, that's what we was waiting on. Juicehead cost him that Super Bowl. He cost the 49ers the Super Bowl. That was just awful. Awful. Tell the competition Josh Allen's 4 faces in the AFC East. Who's in the AFC East? Can you run down the AFC East right now? What are the teams? The Jets, right? New England Patriots. Who else they got? Seattle. Hello? Thank you. I'm like, don't call me. Man, I feel bad for you. Mahomes is not a great quarterback at all. He's another strong arm quarterback. That's because he used to play baseball and it's gotten his arm strong throwing the ball. So when he was quarterback, he could throw the deep ball about 70. Him and Josh Allen throw the ball about 75, 80 yards down the field. Now, here's the news. Mahomes can extend plays with his feet. And he make a lot of circus throws. What happened when you take away those circus throws? Right. The sidearm makes sense, right? That's why he whips the ball like a sidearm and can throw the ball so far, because he's been doing that since baseball. Now, you might like him personally as a family member, but there's a lot of sugar in that family's tank. But hey, I'm just educating you. I'm just letting you know what he really is. And now people starting to see what he is. And I got him in fantasy football this year. And it's like, geez, my season's down the drain because I don't expect nothing from this Mahomes guy. He can't run plays. See, when you run a play, that's why people drop back. This is why he's always in shotgun. That's what this new NFL is. Everybody's in shotgun. Nobody knows how to take the ball from center and back up anymore and take steps. When you're dropping back, you take a 4-step drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Guy should be open. 3-step drop. Boom. 1, 2, 3. It's a timing route. So when you take these steps and drops, it's 1, 2, 3, boom. If he covered, you don't fire. If he don't have that advantage, the guy who's the play for, 2-step drop. 1, 2, bop, hit him. 2-step down. So the steps are important. This is why you run these in practice so that you know the timing. 1, 2, 3, boom. A guy's not going to be open 30 yards like in college and you could just hit him. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step, boom, hit. 1, 2, boom. These are timing routes. Something Mahomes, it can't do. He's not good at these plays. He goes, shotgun, hype. It's backyard football. Play run, the guy turns. The ball ain't there. They train for you to do this. Okay, I know somebody that played on the Chiefs, won a Super Bowl with the man. Robinson. His uncle played for the Minnesota Vikings with Moss and played for the Chicago Bears, Marcus Robinson. Now, here's the thing. To watch his nephew out there playing, and his nephew say, look, I'm going to tell you, to play with Patrick Mahomes, you have to learn how to get open. When you run your route, you turn, you look for the ball. If it ain't there, boom, immediately try to reset. That's how they play there. He said, that's how they play. They teach you, okay, ball might not be there. Don't get disappointed. Don't shut down. Try to relocate. So just make something up. Just get open. He'll find you. They teach them this. So when he came there and said that Joe Montana is the GOAT. Montana is the best at drop back passes. In Montana, I used to never give any credit to because I'm like, dude, you playing with like all Hall of Fame. You got a Hall of Fame defense. You got a Hall of Fame offense. You got everything for you. You got Roger Craig, all reliable. You got everything you need with Jerry Rice. And I'm like, my goodness, how much more do he need? His number 2, his number 3, like tight end Hall of Fame. That whole team was going to the Hall. There was nothing you could do because they created basically and ran a college offense in the NFL, the West Coast offense. That's where it came from. You got Taylor on one side, Rice on the other. You do the steps and the drops, 2-step drop, 3-step drop. It's like, what are we talking about? But I didn't know how good Joe really was until he went to Kansas City. Joe played like his last 2 years with the Chiefs. And that showed me how good Joe Montana was. Joe was good. Very good. And I said, oh, Joe was really good. Yeah, no, he actually got them. They only win over John Elway in the playoffs, and they put Elway and them out the playoffs that year. Elway was known for his comebacks in the last 2 minutes of a game. And he was pulling off all these comebacks, and he damn sure would beat the Chiefs every single time. And true to form, mm-hmm. Yep, they were playing Marty ball. But that showed me the greatness of Joe Montana because he had to really be a quarterback that year with a team that really wasn't that good. And he made them better. Yeah, he made them a lot better. And I had to give Joe his respect because I was like, man, you had Rice, you had this, you had that. It's hard to really see when you got a Hall of Fame team like that. But, yeah, Joe was the guy. Joe could really play. I was like, yeah, he's really that guy. Warren Moon, best spiral I've ever seen. Warren Moon could definitely play quarterback and would have every passing record in the world if he was forced to play in the Canadian League because they didn't want to draft black quarterbacks. He had Haywood, Jeffries, man, them Houston Oilers was something else, boy. That team should have won the Super Bowl. And they were up, 21-0 and blew the lead to Buffalo. Man, I hated the Bills. I'm still mad over that catch. Don Beebe stepped out of bounds, and they let that go and let him score that touchdown against Denver. Man, I was mad. Mad as hell. The Bills. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Man, I gave it to every Bills fan there was at the Super Bowl. You got to understand, Cena was at the bowl. I gave them no slack. Brady was a part of a cheating system. Bro, you can't cheat a comeback like you did in Atlanta. The other team will have to be in on it. You can't. Tom Brady is the best you've ever seen. That Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, he beat the best defense in NFL at that time. When they beat Jacksonville Jaguars to go to the Super Bowl, he beat the unstoppable. Nobody could beat that defense. They were being carried by that defensive team, and they beat the Jaguars when everybody thought they was going to lose. And they beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, a young Patrick Mahomes, to go to the Super Bowl. The year that nobody thought they were going back. Brady's the GOAT. He's the gold standard. You know why? Because he studies film. He knows everything the defense is going to run because he stays for hours watching film and just going over film all day long. That preparation plus going through the pliability to get his body in shape every year just so he don't got to throw the ball 70 yards. He needs to get the ball to where he needed for it to go. What the hell is this? Hello? Yeah. Is this okay? Yeah, I'm in the middle of something. Are you going to be available? Is this Mark? Okay, good. I'll call you back in like 10 minutes. All right. Oh, my God. It's never stopped on a Monday. Now, if you want to call Belichick a cheat, call Belichick a cheat. But you said, oh, they were watching people's practices. Don't everybody? Y'all look at New England and said New England was cheating. That's real weird. They were watching people's practice. All of them do. Why do you think when they call in plays, they covering their mouth? They got guys out there watching the plays. Their job on the team is to watch the other teams and see what plays they're calling. You think the people that's sitting and got tickets right on the other side of the team, that's looking right behind at the bench, that they all there to watch the game? They got people that's sitting right behind them. Their job is to watch the team, watch the bench, see what plays they're calling, right? So that they would know all these teams are doing it, from high school, not really high school, but college, pros. They are all cheaters. They are all doing it. Belichick was just good at what he was doing. They tried that at Michigan. They tried it everywhere. They do it at every college. You can know what play somebody runs all the time, but people call audibles in the middle of plays, so you don't know what they're really going to run. Right, that's how it runs. So you don't know what somebody's going to run or what they're not going to run. Hey, there we go. Let's talk about that. So Lorraine Davidson says, what about taking the air out of the football? So you think Tom Brady actually said, here, I need you to take the air out of the football. I'm finna play the Indianapolis Colts in a regular season game. I need the air out of the football tonight. That's one. Two, the game started and the Colts, when the Patriots was only up by like 2 touchdowns, right? Let's get this accurately done, because it needs to be accurately done. Deflategate, right? Okay, it was the Colts. I think at halftime the score was 21-7. They said Tom Brady was asserted, the NFL asserted that Tom Brady was aware of the scheme to deflate footballs to make it easier to grip, and a claim that the Patriots disputed. The NFL investigation found 11 of the 12 footballs used at the Patriots were underinflated below the league minimum air pressure standards. Now, here's the thing. The critics argued that the underinflated footballs provided a significant advantage, making them easier to catch, grip, and carry in rainy conditions. Do you know that both teams played with the same football? So the other quarterback would have the same advantage. If this was an advantage for Tom Brady, why was it an advantage for the Colts quarterback? Drew Luck, right? If this was such an advantage, do you know it was raining and cold outside? The balls were sitting outside. What happens when you sit air a football, basketball, and it's cold outside for just a couple of hours? What happens to the air in the ball? The air would lose air, doesn't it? So if the footballs are sitting outside, right, before the game in this thing, right, this bucket, they're going to lose air pressure. They were sitting outside where it's cold. Footballs are going to lose air pressure. No time on any tape do they have evidence of the ball boy deflating the air out of the footballs. The NFL had made a stupid decision, and they realized how stupid it was, but they've already made it. They can't go back and change it. So they got to stick it to Tom Brady. And they told Tom, like, man, just take the 4 games, Tom. Tom was taking this thing to Supreme Court because he doesn't want this lie attached to his name. And they was like, Tom, look, just trust me. Just take it. Don't fight the NFL on this. Tom Brady was spending money like crazy. He was pissed because it's stupid. Do you remember? Do you even know? Do you even know that they found the error at halftime? They found out this error at halftime. It's not excuses. These are called facts. They found the error at halftime and corrected the footballs. So they only played with deflated balls from the first 2 quarters. So when they started the second half, the footballs were right. Let's take a look at that. Let's blow this up for you to see. So at halftime, it was 17-7. This is how much I'll make of this game. This is a regular season game between the Colts, but they're deflating the footballs, and it meant that much. They fixed it at halftime. The score was 17-7. They didn't score another goddamn point, meaning the Colts. So they were better when the ball was goddamn deflated. Because once they put the ball back inflated, they lost 45-7. Why are we talking about a deflated football? If anything, the deflated football was messing up both teams. But it's obvious these bums could not, once the football was fixed and they got it back regular, it didn't affect them at all. It made it worse. Dog, do you think they need to steal the Colts play? It's the fucking Colts. This ain't Peyton Manning and the Colts. This is Drew Luck. What was his name? Was it Drew Luck? Andrew Luck or whatever? It's Andrew Luck and the Colts. This is a regular season game. They can care less. They're going to beat the hell out of this team. They were not competition for New England. Stop. No, Deflategate ain't real. Never was. You see, this is why I keep telling people all the time that they keep just bringing it up and they never go over the facts. The facts that they fixed this garbage at halftime. And once they fixed the ball, you saw what happened. They were never in this game. And they only was because the footballs was deflated. It didn't help the Patriots. Deflate gate to 7. Unbelievable. Why the suspension? Because they already went out on the record claiming that this was a conspiracy. They have to suspend somebody. The Patriots everybody contested this. And it was something that was fixed at halftime. So if it was fixed at halftime, you had a whole half of football. Why you can't score no points? The problem is the Colts. Ask the Colts why they only got 7 goddamn points, and the only points they scored is when the ball was deflated. That's what you need to ask. Why the hell does your team got 7 goddamn points for the whole goddamn game? Talking about the deflate game. Your offense was deflated. That's what the damn problem was. They suspended Brady, and what happened? They suspended Tom Brady for 4 games, and what happened? They won the Super Bowl. Super Bowl. I just know greatness when I see it. And when I see Tom Brady, that's greatness. That is perfection. That's what you want your quarterback to be. You want him to be in the film room, not doing TikToks. And if Shedeur want to get there, stay on that film. Watch film. Hours and hours of film. Get that work done every day. So I'm going to get out here and get my road work in. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Deuces. Then I got to call this dude back. So don't forget to go to my Patreon. You're going to love it. Trust me.